With the rise of ISIS in the region, the level of violence as well as tensions dramatically increased. How does Israel assess the current situation in the region?
ISIS for Israel is a serious threat, but it's not existential threat, which is Iran. So Israel perceives ISIS as one of the players in the region. It understands its dynamic in Syria affects Israel, but the biggest concern for Israel if ISIS will try to attack Jordan, which is the closest neighbor and strategically most important neighbor of Israel in the region. So if ISIS is not going to interfere and cross the border with Israel, which it hasn't, and as long as there is no attempt by ISIS to attack Jordan, Israel is not going to react to ISIS in any shape or form. In fact, Israel, via humanitarian channels, even transports some wounded combatants, which includes ISIS and Hajbat al-Nusra. They even transport, there are several hundreds of the wounded combatants and civilians, and Syrian civilians in Israeli hospitals right now. So Israel sees, as I said, that is just one of the regional players, but it's obviously it's watching very carefully what's going on in Syria. But it still perceives that Iranian allies, such as Hezbollah, is the most important enemy of Israel in the proximity of Israeli borders right now.
Mr. Murinson, Israel has always been one of the closest allies of the United States, but it has not had as many friends in the region. Which country could you identify as Israel's closest ally? Because until recently it was Turkey.
Yes, you see, with the Arab Spring and with the really very serious cooling of relations with Turkey, the two countries, which one of them I mentioned already, it's Jordan. Jordan is absolutely critical for Israeli security. And with Abdel Fattah al-Sisi being elected the new president of Egypt, Egypt has become very, very important strategic ally of Turkey because of very serious understanding about most regional issues. There is a complete eye-to-eye understanding with the President al-Sisi with his new foreign policy, and there is a lot of even economic cooperation with both of those countries, because the gas, the newly found gas, which was originally thought would be exported primarily to Europe. Right now there is already signed some contracts with Jordan and with Egypt to pump this natural gas to those countries. To Egypt, it's going to be pumped to their liquefied natural gas facility for exports, and in the case of Jordan, this gas is going to be basically pumped into the energy network of framework of Jordan. So those economic and strategic relations basically indicate who are the most important close neighbors, who are closest allies at this point in time in the region.
How would you characterize Israel-Azerbaijan relations? Are you satisfied with the level of cooperation between the two nations?
Certainly, the relations with Azerbaijan are critical for Israel, because in such region as Caspian, where global energy networks are involved, where such was as existential, basically main enemy of Israel, Iran, and Azerbaijan is on the northern border of Iran, so it allows the benefit of Israel that it has strategic presence in the region via its relationship with Azerbaijan, and obviously the importance of oil, which it's a known fact by now that 40% of oil is exported from Azerbaijan via Turkey still. to Israel. So it's very critical for as a natural resource for Israel. And another thing, another aspect of it, it's a cooperation and security, and basically improving the military capability of Azerbaijan in its conflict primarily with Armenia. That's where the interest of Azerbaijan comes in, because it wants to have the very cutting-edge weaponry in order to be prepared in case the new round of conflict will be unleashed with Armenia over Karabakh.
The region in which Israel and Azerbaijan are situated is fraught with conflict. Are you hopeful about the peaceful resolution, about the resolution of these conflicts and people's abilities to make lasting peace?
No, the regional, such strategic players as Iran and Russia obviously affect the prospects. Iran still basically the rhetoric of Iran continues to be extremely hostile towards Israel, and Iran, even though despite improvement, very noticeable, significant improvement in the relations between Iran and Azerbaijan, I think on strategic level Iran remains to be a strategic, if not an enemy, but definitely not a partner, not a strategic partner of Azerbaijan. Is obviously the activization of the firing on both sides and victims, and so the military personnel has been killed on both sides. The interaction of Karabakh conflict is really being affected by the major players such as Russia and Iran. I don't perceive that the fighting, which is the reemergence of basically fighting actually fighting between Azerbaijan and Armenia. As you know, the helicopter was shut down. Armenian helicopter was shut down when it transgressed airspace of Azerbaijan very recently. So I don't see it as a sort of local dynamic. I see it's being affected by much more global factors.
How about the Middle East peace process? Any hope?
I see that Israel is more and more looking to so-called regional solution, which means that they see that Palestinian Authority is either it's not willing or is not capable of prevent. In its alignment, like a unity government with Hamas, is absolutely it's a non-starter for the new start of political process. Which means that Israel is really looking for regional arrangement where such major players as Saudi Arabia, maybe the Gulf states, Jordan will be involved in order to be guarantors of some type of arrangement. And Israel will maintain, which is obviously it's non-starter maybe on the Palestinian side. Israel will maintain its military presence in Jordan Valley due to its strategic importance for the security of Israel. Because, as we know, the recent conflict in Gaza showed that Israel cannot rely on international actors to guarantee, security of the population of Israel. So in midterm, anything can happen. Any major turnarounds can happen both in a negative and positive, but I'm not very optimistic in the short term. I'm definitely not optimistic with such a tremendous conflagration ISIS is causing. Its propaganda appealing to Muslim populations around the world, essentially. But fortunately, it's interesting for Israel that Israel has 1.5 million of Arab citizens who are Arabs. Who are full citizens of Israel, but out of this population, the estimate is only 50 people. 50 listen to the call of ISIS, and 10 people were arrested within Israel who were suspected of their plans to move to the territories which are controlled by ISIS. But as far as the general dynamic within a Muslim population, primarily Arab population, shows that the Arab population of Israel is not willing to to be involved in this religious conflict.